This is slowed to half speed. I really like this start. The food drop placement was excellent. She moved right from sniffing the start article to moving out on her track and getting reinforced, and there's another food drop coming up fairly quickly. You're able to just swoop in and pick up the start article and go. And that kind of start is going to give you a lot of confidence in a VST test when she just moves away from the start and just starts working. Very, very nice. Okay, this is at a quarter speed to give me time to talk. So when we set up this track the next time, let's have the final food drop before the crossing about this distance from the path, because we want her to have some momentum coming up to the path crossing that will probably help her get through it. Having the um, food drop here close is nice because it leads her right up to there, but it's going to put some scent along that crack anyway. And I think given what she's shown us to yesterday, she's ready to have a food drop further away. So this is fine. She does what you said she does typically, checks right and left and makes sure before she goes across. It looked like you had probably more tension in the line there than I might have, but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell as an observer. So this is the tricky part to explain. You give her line, she can take it easily, she goes to the other side. So this is where I know she's gone off the trajectory that we've been on. So I would ask with a little bit of line tension, looks like you didn't need to because she does come back towards the track. And then walking forward was fine. In this scenario, you won't always need to walk forward because you'll have your 40 foot of line and you'll be more ready. But so here is where when she gives body indication, I would feed line before I walk. So I'd probably feed line till she moved 2 or 3 body lengths to show that she has reestablished the track before you walk, especially when a track is visible. It's just to show off to the judges, hey, my dog is taking me down this road and that's why I'm coming on this particular trajectory. Okay, this is slowed down to 1 1/4 speed, so I'll have time to talk. So she's been doing a beautiful job, perfect body alignment on the track, very steady moving forward, and then she's going to give you a very drastic change of behavior, and I want to encourage you to think about handling it differently. You're going to handle it in much the same way as you do the path crossing issue. So here she comes. You've only been seeing her tail and probably the top part of her back, and now all of a sudden she's starting to turn. You see the side of her head, you see her shoulder, you see her body. You do stop. That's good. So here's what I'd like you to change. Notice how the moment she starts turning back to the track, which she does a nice job dismissing, you start to lean forward, shift your weight before she's made any decision. You take your first step before she's actually body aligned. So what I'd like you to do is when you see that head nod and see her turning to the track, give her line so she can take a few body lengths in that same trajectory before you actually start moving forward. Here she hasn't completely dismissed it. You started walking again. You stop when she swirls again. But it would be better for you to, at this point, when she turns her head, give her line, let her take a few body lengths before you start moving. The big advantage will be if this had been a turn and now she goes out there in 10 or 15 feet, she changes her mind and wants to come back, you will be at a point further back away from the turn and you won't have gotten into that area yet, and it will be to your advantage to be in that position. Watch your body language here as she comes back from a change of behavior and she starts to reorient towards the track. You shift and move forward before she actually has given an indication. Her head actually lifted up over the track there. She puts her nose back down on the other side and then curves back. Here is where instead of moving forward, you should feed line until she establishes that trajectory again and then catch up with her. It will be to your advantage. Because the blind start wasn't part of the lesson for the day, I wouldn't have brought her in at such a strong angle. And let's remember to augment her track fairly close to the flag, but leading down the track so that you're not tempted to reinforce her right at the start, because you're never going to be able to offer that kind of support in a test, and you want her always thinking that her reinforcement is going to come when she goes down the track. Watch carefully for her head lift over the track. There. There's a little pause before it, and then she lifts up, puts down, and then almost immediately reorients to the track, like she's found it on one side, or not on one side and not on the other. It wasn't significant enough that I might have seen it if I didn't know where the track was, but it's something to watch for, because it may become more significant over time, or you'll start to see it more easily.